Moving on to another very pivotal divisional matchup. It is going to be the very, very surprising current number one seed in the NFC, although they have the lowest odds of all division leaders to get the one seed in the NFC, which is kind of funny. Anyways, it is the Bears. They're heading to Lambeau, a good old fashioned NFC North rivalry. The Packers are going to be 6.5-point favorites in this one. 44.5 is your over under. Plus 255 for Chicago on the money line. Green Bay sits at minus 310. Raider Jim, I'll give you first bite at the apple. That is the Bears at Packers.
This must be this week's game of who handicapped this, because for everything I'm seeing, you look at the straight head-to-head standings. Chicago's up in first place because Green Bay has the tie. Points against, granted, Packer defense much, much better, more stout. So can they shut down the Bears offense? Probably, but the Bears offense has been looking pretty good the whole season long. It is their defense. Their defense gives up a little bit too much. I don't think they give up 6.5 points worth, though, on the road like this. I have a feeling they will come out. It will be competitive. It's going to be clear in Green Bay with a high of 16 degrees, so cold that it can't snow. So I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of running, and we'll see what happens with that. I do like the Bears plus 7 on this one, but I'm going to have to go under on this, under 45, because just too cold.
Yeah, I see it both ways, or I see it similarly on both accounts, I should say. Yeah, it's very, very odd. This is a game that I expect Green Bay to win, but this is a big number. And again, you can look at Chicago, and the one thing that jumps out to me, of course, when I always look over these stats and all that stuff, is the turnover differential is absolutely insane for the Bears. Plus 17. The next closest team is plus 9. And there's multiple there. And while that is very, very impressive, some of that, and look, the interceptions are the interceptions, but when it comes to fumbles, that's kind of comes down to luck a lot of the time. Try to dribble a football and see how that goes, and see how, easy it is to pick up a fumble. So I'm just wondering how long that mojo continues. But again, I mean, better than plus 1 in the turnover differential every game thus far, or at least on average, I should say. Will that continue? I do think it will. Even if maybe we don't see as much passing with the weather and all that stuff. And I will say, as good as Caleb Williams has been this year, he's been good. It's been the run game for the Bears that has really set the tone. I think Ben Johnson, I think everyone kind of came in and we were going to see Jared Goff type stuff out of Caleb Williams, because of course Ben Johnson came from the Lions last year. I think Ben Johnson has said, no, I'm actually going to turn DeAndre Swift and I'm not going to try it again, and the other gentleman I'll turn them into Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. So that's been very, very impressive. Now, as you mentioned, Green Bay's defense might be the best in the NFC outside of Seattle. So that's going to be a big test. Cold weather. I think this definitely stays under 44.5. And I think 6.5 is too much. Like you, I'm going to buy that half a point. Give me Chicago plus 7. Would not be surprised to see Green Bay win this on a last-second field goal. A 2-point win, something like that. And I think the Bears, again, as good as they've been, I don't see them winning the North. Either whether the Lions or Packers run them down at the end of the day. I would be very, very surprised if the Bears can hold on, just with their schedule coming up. And as good as they've been, I think they're a bit above water. They're above where they should be right now. But Raider Jim, your thoughts? Green Bay. Oh no, I'm sorry. You already moving on.